What's up, YouTube? It's Joel here. We've got your fourth stimulus check update, and we have an update from Biden on keeping stimulus going and saying to the Democratic Party that 4 stimulus checks are okay and he feels like they can be included in his next bills. We have huge news for those on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI for an even bigger raise next year for their cost of living adjustment to reach over 5%, plus more changes coming from Congress for them. And Biden has literally said to go ahead with moving forward on canceling $50,000 in student loan forgiveness to Chuck Schumer. So wow. This is your stimulus and economic news update, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if you don't mind, could you do me a huge favor and destroy that like button and subscribe to this channel so you can stay up to date on all stimulus and economic news that affects you and learn how to build wealth. And also, if anyone asks you for personal info or to contact them on WhatsApp, it's not me, it's fake. Please don't do it. So Biden has spoken with the leader of the Senate, Chuck Schumer, and Schumer said that Biden told him to keep the pressure on canceling not just $10,000 in student loans, but $50,000 in student loans for every borrower. This is probably the most biggest news that someone with student loan debt would like to hear, because for the longest time, Democrats have been pressuring Biden to cancel $50,000 in student debt per borrower, but never have we heard Biden actually say to Chuck Schumer those words of keep it going, keep the pressure. So we're talking forgiving over $1 trillion in student loan debt. So Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, and other Democrats want Biden to go big on this debt cancellation, and they believe that he can cancel the $50,000 in student loan debt with an executive order. But then we've got Biden who's telling Chuck Schumer to keep the pressure because he wants it to go through Congress. And then we've even got Elizabeth Warren who said the time is now. We know what the problem is. Student loan debt is holding tens of millions of people across this country back. People who can't buy homes, people who can't buy cars, people who can't even start small businesses. We need to cancel that student loan debt, not only for those people individually, but for our whole economy. Now, this would be only for federal student loans, not private student loans. And another thing to add is that right now, student loans have been on pause since last September. And this has given people a huge relief on saving a lot of money per month that they would otherwise have had to pay almost $400 on average in those student loans. But a lot of things are about to change this October. If they don't extend the pause in payments, then that's going to be hitting households really quick. But if they go ahead and cancel the student loan debt, then you're talking about a lot of families that will be able to go ahead and keep using those extra funds to do a lot of things. So this is huge news coming from Biden, telling the leader of the Senate to keep the pressure, and let's keep trying to push for more $50,000 in student loan forgiveness. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you have student loans? Are you on board for canceling $50,000 in student loan debt for every borrower? That means if they went to be a doctor, if they went to be a lawyer, that means everybody gets up to $50,000 in student loans forgiven. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. So when it comes to those on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security, the cost of things has been getting high and higher. Inflation has been hitting us, and the annual cost of adjustment raise for the last year was 1.3%. And I'm so happy that when it comes to 2022, they're ready to take that and 5x it. They're ready to take it all the way to 5.3%. This is going to be the hugest increase for Social Security recipients since 2009. President Biden has been speaking about bringing a lot of changes, about reform to the Social Security program. He wants to bring one of the biggest changes to the program, and that is actually bringing everyone up to at least 125% of the federal poverty line. Right now, that would be bringing everyone up to at least receiving $16,092 a year from Social Security. For some, this would literally be like a $547 increase. Let me know in the comments how much that would help increase for you. How much dollars would it raise to get you to that $16,000? But this increase on top of the consistent 5% cost of living adjustment raise would make sure that they receive the necessary funds to be able to afford housing, food, and health care. And then another big part of this would be the expansion of Medicare. The rising healthcare cost is something that is real for a lot of Americans. And when you are on a fixed income and costs keep going up, it makes it hard to move forward at the same pace as everyone else and just to keep a living going. So Biden is wanting to add a 3.8% Medicare tax on the highest income earners to help facilitate all that rising cost. So anyone making over $400,000 a year would start paying this higher Medicare taxes. This would bring some big life changes for those on Social Security, big time. I'm a big fan of helping those in need, and if you're retired on fixed income and everything keeps getting more expensive, but your income keeps staying relatively the same, then you got a problem. So let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think about it receiving a over 5% increase in the cost of living adjustment? And what do you think about the expansion of this Medicare by taxing more of the rich? Let me know down in the comments. So now onto that forced stimulus check that everybody's wondering about, everybody's asking about. So for those looking for a forced stimulus check, it's looking better and better every single day. For one, Biden is now for actually getting a forced stimulus check. White House press secretary, she first said that that wasn't their focus and that they wanted to bring stimulus through other forms, not through stimulus checks. But then she backtracks and said that Biden is open and for a forced stimulus check direct payment to Americans and that they are looking at many options to get the economy back on track. The funny thing is Chuck Schumer has kind of been in this same spot for the longest time because he knows that with the Republicans, what they're trying to bring forth in terms of getting an infrastructure bill passed compared to Biden's initial $2.25 trillion that he wanted to get passed for infrastructure, and they're trying to offer $1 trillion, you're talking about a huge difference in cost. And even Chuck Schumer said that they can keep talking, they can keep negotiating, but he's going to continue the process with budget reconciliation. So what does this mean? Because Schumer wouldn't be doing all this for nothing. This guy is too smart to be wasting his time on something that wouldn't even be used. So initially, a couple months ago, we had Kamala Harris, vice president, who said she was for stimulus checks. We've got over 90 lawmakers who say they are for more direct payments to Americans. We have over 28 senators who said that they are ready to put stimulus checks into the infrastructure bill. They're not going to do it if it's the Republicans' bipartisan bill because there ain't enough money. But Chuck Schumer says, hey, I'm continuing the process through budget reconciliation because we have the amount of votes that we need and we have the ways to make it happen. And that's where they can put these stimulus checks to send out to Americans. The stimulus check amounts, we're talking $2,000 for adults. We're talking $1,000 for children up to 3. So I'm personally for helping out people that need help. And I know that there are still so many people that said that they will be able to get ahead with another forced stimulus check. I'm actually for something that I believe is even better. And I would like to know if you agree with me or not in the comments because there's some that want to do what they call automatic stabilizers, which is probably to me the smartest thing they've come up with in a long time. Because for one, it gets kind of irritating watching them go back and forth. Last year, we didn't get stimulus checks fast enough because Nancy Pelosi held it up. And then this year, we didn't get stimulus checks fast enough. We had to go through budget reconciliation because a lot of the Republicans were holding it up. So, but with this moving forward, they don't have to go back and forth. With the automatic stabilizers, it removes the parties and focuses on the people. So if the economy got bad, just like it did last year, what we're still kind of feeling right now, you would automatically get a stimulus check in your bank account, no having to vote on it or pass a bill or wait for it to go through the whole process. Americans would get help immediately when they need it. So let me know your thoughts, where you side at. Are you wanting a forced stimulus check? Because a lot of people say that, hey, look, the economy may be getting better, but it still would be life-changing and help out so much to get a forced stimulus check. So let me know your thoughts. But let's make some changes for yourself. Let me help you and get started on wealth and building finances. And one of the first things you got to do is you got to set budgets. You got to know how much money you got coming in. You got to know how much money you got going out. You got to look at, okay, what's my fixed cost? How many bills do I have? How much money am I spending on things that I have to spend on, like the water, like electricity? I'm not talking about TV or Netflix. I'm not talking about these extra things. I'm talking about things I have to spend my money on. And then you got things that, okay, I don't have to go out to eat here. I don't have to go out and buy those new clothes. But look at your budget. Setting up a budget will be life-changing, because once you know what's coming in, once you know what's going out, and then you can visibly see where your money is going, then you can know, okay, I have this much money to invest, or I have this much money to save, or I start to see where I'm wasting a lot of my money and why I don't have any money. But 75% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and I want to help you out by getting past that, having some money in the bank. So set a budget, look at what are your fixed costs, which means things that don't change throughout the month, that they're the same every single month when it comes to like electricity, when it comes to your gas bill, when it comes to buying groceries, when it comes to your rent, and then put that in a box. Then in another box, put in the things that you don't have to spend your money on, like buying new clothes, or like buying and going and out to eat at certain restaurants. And then anything that you don't have to really spend your money on, put in this box, and then see how much you can cut back, but actually save some money, build some wealth. It feels really good when you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. And that's what I want to help out with you. So let me know what you think. If you want a more detailed description of this and you want me to do a full video on this, let me know down in the comments. But if you want to start investing, go ahead, get you 2 free stocks with Webull worth up to $1,850. And go ahead and sign up with Robinhood. They give you 2 free stocks as well worth up to $500. Get all the free stocks you can. That's what I did, and let that money grow for you. Those links are down in the description. And like I said, let me know if you want me to do another video on this, a full video on setting budgets and getting that straightened out. I'm here for you, and I want to help bring value to your life. I want to say personally, for me, I invest into Dogecoin. I also invest the majority of my money into the S&P 500, and I've made quite a bit of money off that, but I want to help you do the same and reach financial freedom. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all stimulus and economic news that affects you, and learn how to build some wealth. This is Joe with True Life Investing. Until next time, peace out.